Some people move through the digital world almost invisibly. No regular posts, no constant updates, no need to share what they're doing or thinking. In a time where expression is often public and continuous, people who don't post on social media can seem distant, private, or uninterested. But psychologically, their silence online is rarely random. It usually reflects how they relate to attention, identity, and connection. For some, it begins with how they experience privacy. Sharing something publicly doesn't feel neutral. It feels like exposure, not necessarily in a fearful way, but in a selective one. They are aware that once something is shared, it becomes part of a space they no longer fully control. So they choose carefully what, if anything, leaves that boundary. There is also a different relationship with validation. Social media often runs on feedback, likes, comments, reactions, but not everyone is motivated by that loop. Some individuals feel complete in their experiences without needing external acknowledgement. A moment doesn't become more meaningful because it is shared, so the urge to post becomes less relevant. Another layer is how they process experiences. Instead of turning moments into something to present, they stay within them. A place, a conversation, a feeling. It remains personal rather than performative. This doesn't mean they don't value connection. It means they don't translate every experience into something to be displayed. There is also awareness of how curated online spaces can be. People who don't post often recognize that what is shared publicly is selective, highlighted, edited, sometimes idealized. Because of this, they may feel less drawn to participate, not out of judgment, but out of a quiet understanding that the digital version of life is not the full picture. For some, it's about mental clarity. Constant exposure to online interaction can feel overstimulating. Notifications, updates, comparisons. It creates a continuous flow of input. Choosing not to post becomes part of maintaining a quieter internal space, where attention is not constantly pulled outward. Socially, their connection tends to shift rather than disappear. Instead of broad, public interaction, they may prefer smaller, more direct forms, private conversations, close relationships, fewer but deeper connections. The absence of posting doesn't mean absence of social life. It often means a different structure of it. There can also be a sense of independence in how they define themselves. Without regularly presenting an image to others, their identity feels less tied to external perception. They don't need to shape how they are seen in the same ongoing way, which can create a quieter but more stable sense of self. At times, it's also about boundaries. Not everything needs to be shared, explained, or documented. Keeping parts of life unspoken becomes a way of maintaining something that belongs only to them. In a space where visibility is common, choosing not to be visible can feel intentional. Of course, not all reasons are the same. Some people step back from posting due to past experiences, discomfort, or simple lack of interest. But in many cases, it reflects a conscious or unconscious preference for privacy, depth, and internal experience over constant external expression. In the end, people who don't post on social media are not disconnected from the world. They are simply choosing not to translate their life into something public. What they experience still matters. It just doesn't need to be displayed to feel real.